A Brief History of 7 Killings. Disc 19.
Dorcas Palmer. Seriously, have you taken a good look at this shit? At the cover? A pair of thick-rimmed glasses and a big pink nose. Who's it by, Groucho Marx? And my God, look at the other publications from this place. Improvised Weapons of the American Underground. And this, Professional Homemade Cherry Bomb. And what's destined to be a classic, How to Lose Your Ex-Wife Forever. What is this really? I'd think you were militia, but you're not in Texas. And as far as I know, militias haven't relaxed their no niggers policy. Meanwhile, I'm trying to figure out why exactly this man has started to think he has the wherewithal to act out in my own house. Yes, he's been acting familiar all day, but this shit, like he's my father or husband or something, is a whole new level. No, he's a bored old man who finally gets a mystery to solve and acting like it is such a hassle. No, he thinks he knows me because I have some obligation to him, and he's so disappointed. Whatever it is, this man has some nerve. Calm down. What do you mean, calm down? You some kind of fugitive? Why would you need such a book? Not that I owe you any explanation, but I saw it in a bookstore and was curious. What bookstore? Soldier of Fortune? Those wackos read? It's just a book. It's a manual, Dorcas. If that's your real name. Nobody buys a manual unless they plan to use it. And judging by the dog ears, you've used it lots. I don't have to answer nothing to you. Then don't. But come on, surely this book is a crock of crap. Yeah, total junk as you would say. That's why I don't use it for... I said the book was crap. I didn't say you weren't using it. Why am I not kicking him out of my house for getting angry with me? It's my fucking house. I pay the rent. And nobody gets to speak louder than me. What? I said it's my house and nobody get to speak louder than me in Madame house. Sorry. Don't apologize. I'm the one not sorry. He sits down. It's your house. Another version of me would say that I really appreciate that he cares, and be even moved that somebody could care about me despite knowing so little. But I don't say any of that. I didn't use the book. Well, thank God. Because most of the stuff in there that it says to do, I already did them. It's not the only book out there. What are you saying? Mr. Colthurst pulls up one of my dining chairs and sits right in front of me. He takes off his jacket, and I try to stop reading symbols and everything, at least for one night. This is something I've picked up from American women. This trying to read every single thing a man does as containing a secret message for me. Right now, he's the fucking fugitive. He's looking at me with that tilted head, like he asked me a question and waiting for the answer. I wish this man would understand that I'm not like all these people he watch on Donahue. All these people with their private business that they dying to tell 13 million people. Tell one of these people a simple hi, and they think they must bend down low and tell you what they know. Everybody just want to confess. But they're really not telling you nothing. Not revealing nothing. Flushing Cemetery, 46th Avenue, Flushing, New York. Huh? Flushing Cemetery. It's where you will find her if you care to look. Who? Dorcas Palmer. Dorcas Nevreen Palmer, born November 2nd, 1958, Spaldings, Clarendon, Jamaica. Died June 15th, 1979, Astoria, Queens. Cause of death? Tragic circumstances, the obituary said. meaning she got hit by a car. Can you imagine somebody get licked by a car in New York City?
Licked?
Hit by a car.
And you're using her name just like that?
Claudette Colbert was starting to sound obvious.
Not funny.
I wasn't joking. Claudette Colbert was starting to sound obvious.
You can't just use a dead person's name. Isn't that pretty easy to trace?
This might come as a shock, but the department in charge of death certificates is really not the largest in the municipal government.
I'm more shocked by your consistent use of irony, not what I remember about Jamaicans. Don't look at me like that. If you insist on dropping bombs every 5 minutes, I insist on giving this shit some levity when I need it.
Right. You really want to hear this.
You sound like you really want to tell this.
No, not really. I'm not into this confessional fad thing going around at all. You Americans and you want to talk about it? I mean, Jesus.
Anyway,
this is New York because this is New York. Not many people who died here, born here. And states don't have some grand national record for everybody. In fact, the Department for Birth Records and for Death Records really don't have nothing to do with each other. They're not even in the same place. So even if there is a death certificate, there is no
birth certificate.
And if you can get hold of a birth certificate,
then you have proof that you are you, without the real you coming after you. What about her family?
All in Jamaica. They couldn't afford to fly up for the funeral.
Social Security?
Oh, she's collecting that now.
She wasn't?
All you have to do is get a birth certificate. Yes, I just called the registrar in Jamaica and asked for a copy of her birth certificate. Can't even remember how much I paid for it. People are always ready to believe the worst more than the not so bad. So why not give them the worst? You'd be surprised how many places you can say, "I'm sorry, but I misplaced my passport." Or just say, "It was stolen, but I do have my birth certificate."
Guess you'd have a slight issue if your name was still Claudette Colbert.
Or Kim Clark.
Who? When were you her?
Long time now. She's gone. The next thing I did was contact the Census Bureau, requesting whatever information they had on Dorcas Palmer.
Oh, right. And they handed it over just like that?
No. They handed it over for $7.50.
Jesus Christ. How old are you?
Why you need to know that?
Oh, right. You're keeping that one a secret. Social Security didn't think it a little weird when you applied for a number so late?
Not if you're an immigrant. Not if you have your birth certificate but can't find your passport. Not if you have a story long enough and boring enough that they will do anything just to get you out of the line. Carry these two with you, and you can easily get a state ID. After that, $35 can get you a passport. But I didn't get one of those. That's in Chapter 2.
But you're not an American citizen.
No.
Not even a resident.
Well, I have a Jamaican passport.
With your real name?
No.
Christ. What did you do?
Me? I didn't do anything.
Says you? Come on. You must be on the lam. This story is already the most exciting thing I've heard since I can't even remember. What the fuck did you do? Who are you running from? I must say, this is quite thrilling.
Who knew that when you opened your door that your day would come to this? And I'm not on the lam. I'm not the criminal.
You got a son of a bitch for a husband who used to hit you.
Yes.
Really?
No.
Dorcas, or whatever your name is.
It's Dorcas now.
I hope you thanked her for her generosity in sharing her name.
He stands up and goes back to the window. Since you migrated here under a false name, I'm right to assume that the person you're running from is in Jamaica. But they clearly have the resources to track you here, hence the false names. You should be a detective. What the hell makes you think you're so damn safe? You're blocking the moon. And I'm living here since 1979 and he hasn't found me yet. So, it's a he you're running from. Did you have to leave kids behind? What? No kids. Good God. They aren't so bad until they start to talk. Who's this guy you're running from? Why you want to know? Maybe I can... What? Help? Already helped myself. He's far away from New York City and probably have no reason to come here. You're still hiding, though. Lots of Jamaicans live in New York City. Somebody might know him. This is why I don't live near Jamaicans. But why New York at all? I wasn't going to spend my life in Maryland, and Arkansas was not going to work out. Besides, a big city is better overall. Public transportation, so you never need a car. You never stand out unless you're with a white man on a train uptown. And jobs where nobody asks anything. And even in between jobs, you still have to appear to be working. So leave your home the same time every day. Come back around the same time every evening. When I'm not working, I just go to the library or MoMA. Hence knowing the difference between Pollock and de Kooning. Ross, I don't have to go to MoMA to know that. Don't sound like much of a life if you're still watching your own back. Don't you get tired? Tired of what? Tired of what indeed? Right now, life is having a place and establishing credit. Pretty much everything here is on a payment plan, even though I could very well have paid for all of it up front. That's from chapter 4. Look, if this is the moment where we have the big catharsis, I'm very sorry to disappoint you. Oh, disappointment is the last word I would think of when I think about you, darling. I really should have said I'm not your darling. I really should have said so. Instead, I said, it's getting late. You should go home. How do you propose that a distinguished white gentleman of a certain age get himself out of the... Where are we? The Bronx. Huh. Strange. I totally forgot. And how did we... Never mind. Nature calls. He closes the door. His jacket had slipped off the chair and I pick it up. Heavy. Too heavy for a summer jacket, I'm thinking. It's even lined. I would have sweat off these hips in this jacket. I'm folding it over when I see writing way up in the left shoulder, which does not look like cleaning instructions. It's in handwriting, like somebody wrote it with a Sharpie. If you are reading this and are near the owner of this jacket, please call 212-468-7767. Urgent. Please call immediately. The phone rings 3 times. Dad, Jesus Christ, are you? This is Dorcas. Dorcas who? Dorcas Palmer. Who the fuck? Hold on, are you the woman from the agency? Hon, it's the woman from the agency. Yes, from the agency, Mr. Colthurst. Oh, sweet Jesus, please tell me he's with you. Yes, the mister is here. I just want you to know that he was the one who insisted on leaving the house. I mean, he's a grown man who can do what he wants, but I couldn't leave him alone. And where are you now? Is he all right? In the Bronx, and yes. What is... I need your address now, right now, you hear me? Of course. I gave him my address and he hung up just like that. No sense beating around the bush, as Americans say. I knock on the bathroom door. Ken? Ken? Look, I called your son. He says he's coming to pick you up. Sorry, but it was getting late and you can't stay here. Ken? Ken? Mr. Colthurst?
Who are you?
I pressed my head to the door because I was sure I didn't hear right.
Who the fuck are you? Get the fuck away from the door! Get the fuck away, I said!
Mr. Colthurst. I reached down to grab the doorknob, but he had locked it from the inside.
Get the fuck away!
Tristan Phillips. Tell me now for real. You really think that Josey Wales fly all the way to New York 6 years too late to deal with you himself? You look like you're suffering from a too big view of yourself, my brethren. Just a word to the wise. But then again, we're pretty sure the reason Josey leave me alone was that what he really wanted to kill was a peace movement. And with that dead, he didn't need to kill anything else. Plus, me make a big point to stay out of him way and he stay out of mine, since to take me on would mean directly taking on the ranking dons. No, we know we're as big as Storm Posse, but still, he would be wasting a lot of time trying to neutralize we. As for Weeper, he and I know why he'd never make a move on me. But your case is sorta different though, sorta special. Josey order some vanishing cream for you and you take out him best man. Maybe him respect you. He can be weird about them things. Maybe him all forget you. Then again, no. Josey Wales don't forget nothing. He must think it make no difference whether you're living or dead. Well, the difference being time and money to cancel you. Or maybe him priority shift. Still, I don't think he come here for you. People in here only know so much. But Josey not the man you say you didn't meet 6 years ago. Him and this man named Yubi, who be here since 1979, selling weed and coke, almost turned their dealing into a legit business. Almost. I told you. The one thing about Storm Posse, why they will always be bigger than ranking dons, is that them boys have ambition. They got plans. Man in here tell me that Storm Posse running things in New York, D.C., Philly, and Baltimore. I mean, since I'm in prison, they push all the Cubans back down to Miami. Thanks to them, the Medellin cartel don't even think about chatting to ranking dons. You know things bad when in all this crack explosion, you the one who gets stuck with having to move heroin. But that Josey Wales man, him is a tinker, and you be even smarter. For one, both of them too smart to trust each other. You don't seem convinced that he not after you. Listen, brethren, Josey Wales not coming for you unless you give him new reason to. None of them boys in no rush to kill no white people either, because then the feds would come sniffing. No, brother, you gone clear, unless you're going to write some article about all this. A book? Well, some people just asking for it, eh? Brethren, you can't write no book about this. Let me get this straight. You're writing book about the singer, the gangs, the peace treaty. A book on the posses. You know each one of those is a whole book. What you gonna write about anyway? You have no proof of anything. Who talked to you other than me? Listen, you already enjoying God's grace right now. You write anything about this, nobody can protect you. Right now, you're no longer somebody he need to be concerned about. You have family? No? Why not? Either way, that's good, because these boys not afraid to lick out against your family. And by no family, you mean no brother, sister, or mother? Shit, Pierce, then you have loads of family. Only this year, them boys find 2 dealers from Spangler's working the Bronx. For once, Storm Posse didn't storm the place with bullet. No, sir. Instead, they behead the 2 boy, then switch their heads each on the other body. Why you don't do yourself a favor and wait till everybody dead? Brethren, is gang we talking about. You probably won't have to wait too long. Look pon me. Me supposed to be the one who know better. You know me even come on TV twice to talk about the warring and the peace. Everybody look upon me and think now there is the one man who go and graduate out of the ghetto. But, yeah, a whole life of fuck with all of that, but even me who know better and can talk better, where you find me? See it there? What about Josey? No, my youth. Man like that don't go jail. In fact, I don't think he see a jail since 1975. Which police force, which army bad enough to try take him? Me don't see Copenhagen City since 79, but me hear about it. Brethren, it's like them communist country you see upon the news, poster and mural and painting of Popolo and Josey all over the community. Woman naming them picnic Josey 1 and Josey 2, even though he not fucking nobody but him wife. No, they're not married for real. In him own way, you could call him a classy brother. But still, you want to get Josey, you have to mow down the entire Copenhagen City first, and even then, you also have to tear down this government too. What you mean government? Come man, Alex Pierce. Who you think give this party the 1980 election? You know what I picking up about you? You is definitely a reporter. No doubt about that. You can go somewhere and just pick up information, especially information that people weren't planning on giving you. I mean, look what you get from me just today. You ask the right question, or at least the kind of wrong question that make people want to talk. But you know what's wrong with you? Or maybe it's not wrong at all. It just proves you're a reporter. You don't have no sense of how to put everything together. Or maybe you do, but you just don't know how to. Funny, eh? Josey Wales after you for something you couldn't even do. Oh, you can do it now? That's why you're writing a book? Because you can figure it out? Or are you still writing to figure it out? I have a question for you. I want to know when exactly Jamaica hooked you. No, I don't want to know why. You're just going to give me the same fool bullshit white man always say when they talk about Jamaica. Like she's some whore with the sweet pussy you can't give up or some dumb shit like that. Some 1-inch dick cracker said at one time. But since you have Jamaican woman, I'm going to assume you have more than a 1-inch dick. So lay it on me, as the Americans say. What is it about Jamaica? The beautiful beaches? Because you know, Pierce, we're more than a beach. We're a country. Oh, thank you for not giving me the same shit. It is a shithole. It's hot like hell. Traffic is always slow. And the people not all smiling and shit. And nobody waiting to tell you, no problem, man. It is shitty and sexy and dangerous and also really, really, really boring. Tell the truth, I don't like it either. And yet look at the two away. Change the circumstances and we couldn't wait to go back. It's hard though, don't it? Hard for you not to compare her to a woman. Congratulations. That is very non-white of you. What a non-climax this is. Anticlimax, is that what they call it? You have to admit that if Josey Wales was waiting right outside this prison gate for you, it would have been a more interesting story. At least you get to leave. All I get to do is wait. March 1986, me youth. What I going to do? Me no know. Go somewhere in Brooklyn where me can get ackee and saltfish? Haha. As if me can leave Rankin Dons. My life to stay like yours, Pierce. People like me, our life right out before we, without asking we permission. Not much we can do about what God decide He want to drop on you. Oh, is that them called fatalism? I don't know, brethren. That word seem more connected to fatal than it connected to fate. You know something? Maybe you should write this book. I know what I just say, but now me checking things deeper. Maybe somebody should put all of this craziness together because no Jamaican going to do it. No Jamaican can do it, brother. Either we too close or somebody going to stop we. It don't even have to get that far. Just the fear that somebody going to come after we, going to make we stop. But none of we going to see that far. I mean, shit. Shit. Damn. People need to know. They need to know, I guess, that there was this one time when we could have do it, you know? We could have really do it. People was just hopeful enough and tired enough and fed up enough and dreaming enough that something could have really happened. You know, sometimes I see the Jamaican Gleaner in here and the whole thing in black and white with just one or two headline in red. How long you think it going to be before we have a picture in color? 3 years? 5 years? 10 years? None of them, brother. We already did have color and lose it. That's kind of like Jamaica. It's not like we never have good times and now have something to look forward to. We did have things going good and then it got to shit. Now we shit for so long that people grow up in shit thinking shit is all there is. But people need to know that. Maybe that's too big for you. Maybe that's too big for one book and you should keep things close and narrow. Focus. I mean, Tarated, watch me asking you to write the whole 100-year reason why my country will always be trying not to fail. You should laugh. If I was you, I would laugh. But man, you did notice, don't you? That's why this peace thing haunts you for as long as it did haunt me. Even people who usually expect the worst did, if for only 2 or 3 months, start to think peace a little, then a lot. Then peace was all they could think about. It's like how before rain reach, you can taste it coming in the breeze. Look upon me. Me not even 40 yet, and me already see only what behind me like some old man. But hey, this decade only halfway in, right? Things can go either way. Nostalgia, they call it. Must be because me in foreign too long. Or maybe you just can't make new memory in prison. What you think? You should tell me when you have your first sentence. I would love to know what that would be. Oh, you have it already? No, brethren, don't tell me. I want you to write it down first. Yeah, you can use my real name. Then whose name you was going to use? But yeah, man, write the book. Just do me and yourself one favor. Wait till everybody dead before you publish it, all right?
Josey Wales. Still, may have to give your boy Weeper some credit. Bushwick. I still work in my brain on how Jamaicans can come to a ghetto 5 times as big and with tenement 3 times as high and think they're better off. What, nobody know the difference between a good thing and a bigger bad thing? That must be for some other brother to figure out. So far, every single block we pass have at least 2 houses burned down. The last have only 2 standing and nothing else but stray dogs, stray man and rubble. And everywhere, even the good streets have this stink that hover in the air then rush you. Yeah man, at least him figure out that why everywhere smell like the back of a butcher shop. Bushwick, me boy. All the meat processing factories still in Bushwick. Well, 1 or 2. Most of them gone and people around here can't find no work. What happened to all the house them? Arson, me brethren. Like me say, factory them close. People lose work. Property value drops so low that you make more money torching your house for the insurance than trying to sell it. The place so dead that not even a dirty whore would buy a house round here. Then why set up shop round here? That is where your friend Weeper smart. As I was saying, this is exactly where you want to set up. Why you think Rank and Dons want it so bad? People who looking for the crack don't want to be seen looking for the crack, so where you go? Somewhere that all New York blind to. Look round you, man. This is where you go for people to forget you. And then setting up the base house down the road so they don't have to go far. I don't know how me never think about that. If I just buy the crack, me no want to wait too long to lick the crack pipe. And me sure as a ras don't want to take it back where me coming from. No, man, your brethren have me thinking about setting up some shacks in Queens, no lie. I spin round slow to make a sweep of the place. I have to ask myself, what was I expecting? The place looked like where business must happen. I mean, what else could Bushwick have looked like? But still, you don't realize until you come here how much everything you know about America comes from TV. The street is wide, but lonely. And worse, all I can think of is that out here is just me and Yubi's men. The van is now 2 blocks away and we're walking. In front of this house with windows barred up, we stop. This the place? Yeah, man. Then make we go in. I gone, not yet, Josey. You is here to check operations, so make we see how things operate. He point down the street, but I can't see nothing. Not until 2 people walk out of the shadow into a street light. I can't tell from here, but one of them must be the spotter. The other hiding his face in a hoodie. The spotter turn and point down the street in our direction. Hoodie keep walking until the second man stop him, or at least try to stop him, but Hoodie don't stop walking. Second man shout something and Hoodie stop and walk over. Further down, first man is already talking to somebody new. Hoodie shake hand with second man and stand under the street light. Yubi pull me back into the dark. Hoodie cock her hip. A girl. A second man walk about 15, maybe 20 feet and shake hand with third man who come out from behind the light post. I pride myself on a sharp eye, and even I didn't see him before. Third and second man break hand, and second go back to Hoodie. She start walking, and as she pass, second man neither of them stop, but their hand touch. Hoodie walk past me and go up the street. Where? The crack house, Yubi says. We can go check it out. No. Call that boy over, I say, and point to the boy who was invisible behind the light post. Yubi call him over and he stepped to us with that stroll that I'm noticing these black American youths do, as if hand and leg must swing far in opposite direction when they walk. He walk right up to me and don't really stand, just hang off. Sup? What? You mean what's up, Josey? What's going on? What's happened? Me get it. So the young people talk these days. I can't even understand my own boy them, no true? How's business? I say. It's a Friday night. How the fuck you think business is? People got paid and prowling the street for pussy and dick. Crack hoes sucking the D for some chump change and they hit me up. Friday night, yo. How long now we have you out here? Who? You'll be laugh quiet, but loud enough for me to hear it. Weeper, your boss? Oh, yeah, Michael Jackson. He's around. At least he was until a couple of hours ago. Probably went home to chill. Busy day for that motherfucker. How you to call your boss, motherfucker? Josey, it don't mean the same thing over here. Man all call them bona fide brethren, them main motherfucker. What kind of fuckery that you be? I don't like that shit. Okay, my man. No more motherfucker. Jeez, the boy say. You seem to know what you're doing out here. How long now we have you as a runner for this spot? Got a watch? Yeah? What time is it, yo? 11. 5 hours now. I was always good at math. What? What you just say? 5 hours? Him have new man as runner so quick? Me could never trust a new boy to be a runner, you be say. Not new, Pops. Just a new runner. I was a spotter for like 2 weeks. Missy say you control the spot, I say. But how come you get promoted so quick? 'Cause I'm fucking good, that's why. Things are working out fine tonight. Good, 'cause it was all for shit a week ago. Tell me more, you be say. Mister, I ain't telling your pimp here shit, he says, pointing at Yubi but looking straight at me. Pimp? Pimp? Who the pussy clot y'all call pimp? You want to see me just... Yubi, Lord of Youth, I say. I wasn't going to laugh, but I make sure Yubi see me smile. I like this boy. I step to him and put my hand on his shoulder. That's good. Good thing. You have sense and you don't take no fuckery from nobody. Good. But understand something. Weeper is paying you because I pay Weeper. Weeper keep you alive because I keep Weeper alive. You understand me? Sure thing, Pops. You're the Don Dada. But wait, where am learn them things there, Josey? Motherfucking Jamaicans be all over the place, yo. Like all them hoes your pimp here got working Flatbush. Brethren, me say me not no pimp. You mean you dress like that on the real? Damn, bro. I could watch this man get under Yubi's skin all night. How bad was last week? I say. Man. Okay. Just know, long as I ain't no fucking snitch. But had motherfucker let this shit going on one more day, this will be ranking Don's corner now. What? Do I look like I'm tripping? Yo, you got spotters sending customers to runners, and runners trying to get some shit from the dealers, but then you got two dealers and both of them too busy getting high on their own supply. I mean, what you think's gonna happen? See it there? Same thing me tell you, Josey. What did Weepa do? Gotta hand it to your boy. He dealt with that shit like a motherfucker. One of them dealers gave him shit right there in the crack house, and he popped him just like that, man. Like dude wasn't nothing. Shit. You Jamaicans don't play, and that's a fact. Then he brought me over, promoted me, and asked if I got any buddies who looking to make some bucks. I said, fuck yeah, I got me some buddies. We all working this shit now, Pops. We got this street locked down. Who's supplying the dealer? Your man Weeper, I guess. Where him gone? Left him at the crack house hours ago. Figured he got some other spots to check out. Anyway, man, the more I'm here chit-chatting, the less money I can make for your ass. Good, good. What's your name? The girls call me Romeo. All right, Romeo. I watch him swagger back off. Everybody on the scene him hired today? Man, him don't even know controlling crucial territory. No, for real. 2 new boy in a cut right now guarding the stash. We need to check that spot, Josey. It right there in... No. Make we just check out this crack house. I say. Where your boys? Them they bout. Radio them to hold back. I want to see how this house work without any heavy manners. We walk 2 blocks, then turn right. The place looked like any other house here with 3 floor and boarded up windows missing half of the boards. Like certain house in downtown Kingston, where if you look hard, you can see it used to be posh. 3 floor, but the steps take you up to the 2nd floor. All sort of shit and garbage and what looked like a dog scratching himself at the bottom. That and a fucking fence, as if some family lived here and was about to water the lawn. Can't tell from the dark, but it's probably brick like every other house on this street. Street light like a spotlight on the steps. The rest of the block is rubble. A man sitting at the bottom of the steps like he looking at how the street light shape him shadow. 2 kind of light inside. The small white one sweeping all over the place like a flashlight, and a flickering light of flame, candle and crack pipe. Only last year I finally make it to Valle de Cauca. Now I'm outside this house. You want me go in? Yubi say. I don't answer. I don't want him to read it like I'm afraid to. But I don't want to go in yet. I feel him standing behind me waiting for something to do. Weeper might be inside. Well, me I go pee-pee around the back. Soon come. I listen to his footsteps getting farther and farther. If Weeper was inside this long, I don't know. If Weeper inside this long, then If Weeper inside, maybe he'll have one of his Weeper-type excuse. If Weeper inside this long, maybe he shouldn't come out. Motherfucker, you better give me all that shit. All that shit. I turn around and smell him first. Sweat, shit, and vomit. Newspaper chunk popping all over his hair. Black man in a coat and scratching him left leg. The other hand holding a gun at my face. He squint like he in pain, look right and left quick, then back at me. Still scratching his leg. I can't tell for sure, but it looked like he barefoot. He leaning from one foot to the other and squeezing his thigh together like he's stopping himself from pissing. You think I'm playing, motherfucker? I look like I'm playing? I'm gonna bust a cap in your motherfucking ass just like that. Let go of all that shit. He waved the gun again. Let go of that shit, he say. I pulled some bill out of my front pocket. I was about to reach for my wallet when he snatched the money out my hand. I look at him as he point the gun at my face. I watch him pull the trigger, and before I even brace myself, it hit me in the forehead and trickled down my face. Water. No. Piss. The man laughed and ran off, up the stairs past the man and into the crack house. The man on the stairs don't move. Me neither. I wipe the piss off my face. UB is coming back to me with another man running from behind him. The man pass him and get to me first. Weeper. Josey, my brethren, is what you do here so by yourself. You be just leave the eye right, you so? Or what? Bomba clot, brethren, is what smells so? Peace, Weeper. Bomba rasclot peace. But how? You be rich. I don't bother ask him if it was the River Nile he was pissing out. What piece you have on you? I say, looking straight at him. 9mm. Give me. Weeper. Same thing, and a Glock. Give me the Glock. I take the safety off both gun, the 9mm in my left hand and the Glock in my right, and head for the crack house.
Weeper. 2 guns, 1 in each hand like an outlaw for real. No voice, no sound. No nothing but the stepping. Josey will stomp slow into the dark to the crack house. He hear the 2 of we following him and turn round and stop and look. We stop. Wait till he start walking, but you be stand still, and I follow. Josey walk quick and hunch him shoulders like a beast. I want to ask you be what happened, but keep walking. Breeze blowing the smell of piss off him shirt and into my nose. He step right past the man on the step and go through the door. Candles all along the floor over, making the house look like church. Candles making slow light, not like Josey moving fast. Plenty beer can on the floor waiting to rock. Paper, board, linoleum shift off and rolling up like skin peeling back. On the wall, candlelight making the graffiti jump. A big K and a big S on the right. Peeling paint on the left. In the middle of another doorway that Josey already stepped through, he lift the gun on him right and sudden a flash of fire. He kick away a whiskey bottle and me right behind him, following him. On the right, a man lying flat and him blood creeping out. Bathroom on the right. White man or Latino man. Straight hair man on the toilet with him pants down. Maybe he taking a shit, but he slapping his left arm for his vein to pop. Josey lift the Glock and pop off too. Second bullet lift the man off the toilet and he crash on the floor. He pass the next open door on the right. Flashlight taped to the cupboard. This must be the kitchen. Flashlight shining down on man on him knees like he praying. Cornroll hair, face looking up but eye closed. One little red light where the crack pipe burning and pop pop pop. Gunshot never sound like a pow in the movie. Always a pop 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 pop. Still Josey moving and the house don't wake up yet. Each step a crunch through beer can and coke can and pizza box and Chinese takeout and 40-ounce bottle and dry shit. And he still stomping. And he pass another doorway with a man lean up slight in the hinge. But him back still to way. And around him waist 2 black hands pull him belt. Then the button. Her baby holding on to her back. And sucking a pacifier while she sucking the cock. Josey pop him. And he slump back on the door. But still standing up. And she still sucking the cock hard. And take it out of her mouth and slap it over and over because he gone soft. And if he don't come, he not going pay her. Josey walk off and me walk off leaving her putting the cock back in her mouth. We walk into the living room. Who you looking for, I think to say. But don't. And on the right, a black woman in a white brassiere, left strap hanging off smoking. Man behind her with no shirt on, only white shorts. Or maybe a black shirt since there's not enough light. But him cigarette burning at the tip. And pop pop pop. And the man slumped back in the couch. The black woman turned behind and look. Then look at me. Then she turned behind again and look and scream. That do it. One scream lead to another scream. And in the candle flashlight, a white woman scream. But drop her syringe and she dive to the floor, but land face first. And the needle stick right through her bottom lip. But she flinging garbage left and right looking for it. And people all around her coming out of the dark and limping and hopping and crawling and running now. And Josey lift both guns up and let all hell loose. And people running and tripping and falling. And one man run straight to Josey, but him forehead explode and he fall flat like a tree. And a woman run and jump through the window at the back. But we 1 floor up. And me sure she scream all the way down. And I hope she didn't land head first. And a man in a baseball cap and a plaid shirt with a 40-ounce in a brown paper bag come out of our room to the side and say, "What the fuck?" And get 2 shots in the chest. And the bottle fall and shatter. And in the room be 2. A light-skinned boy with curly hair and a woman with a tam on just about to suck in the first whiff of the crack pipe. When the slug burst through her forehead and the pipe drop. And motherfucker, you drop the motherfucking pipe, you drop the motherfucking pipe, the curly hair boy say. But Josey moving on, and the house clearing out, and I want to grab him and say, "What the fuck you doing?" But Josey gone dark, and he take the stairs and staying on the left side like he in the dark. Some of the steps break off on the right, and me follow him. A man come right up to the top of the stair, and he fired a 2 guns same time, and a man fall over the railing. And a woman grab her picnic and run to a small room and slam the door just in time for Josey to bust 3 shots in the door. He kick off a doorknob and walk in the room, and a big black man on a mattress on the floor fucking a girl hard and pop pop pop. And a man slumped down on top of the woman who have to shake her head out of the crack case before she start to scream. A man run past the door and Josey run out and shout, "Pussy hole!" He run out the door and fire at the man with the right gun, then left. And left catch him in the neck near the ear, then right in the shoulder, left in the back of the head, and right in the back, and left in the neck, and he dropped to him knee, and left gun blast a chunk off the top of him head, and right go through a dark area. But blood burst through him mouth and him fall and bits of newspaper fly out of him head. Josey walk up to the man and he still firing and firing until both gun click empty. He still pulling the trigger to a click, click, click. "Josey," I say, and he swing around quick, point the gun at my head and click. He stand there with the gun to my head, and me stand there looking, and me stiffen my back and blow out my breath and tighten my stomach. "Give me your other gun," he say. He go over to the man, roll him over and take money out of the man's pocket. Then he walked back into the bedroom with the girl whimpering under the man dead weight because he was a big, big man, and he shoot him again in the head. Then Josey go downstairs and turn into the room and fire one shot and walk out, and me look in, and the light-skinned boy rubbing the woman pregnant belly and crying. Josey passed the man with the bleeding eye, and 1, 2 pop pop in the head. And we passed the white woman in the living room with the syringe stuck in her lip, still on her fours scraping through shit and garbage looking for her syringe. And we passed the bedroom and the woman with the white brassiere gone, but the man's cigarette still smoking, and Josey pump one in him head. And we passed in the last door, and the man still leaning against it, and the woman still sucking the cock, and the baby still holding on to her sweater. And she still pulling at the dick to say, "Get hard, baby. Just get hard." And she still sucking. And we pass her. And we pass the man with the cornrow hair. And he was still breathing short and gargling through him blood and spit and choking. And the flashlight showing blood pumping through him neck. Josey put the gun right up to him forehead and fire. Then he walk into the toilet and pop off one in the white Latino man. And we finally near the doorway. And he forget the last man who was shooting up right beside the body of the man me shoot hours ago, and walk through the front door, and the night swallow him up. And I pause for a long time, then run through the door and down the steps. The man on the steps gone. I walk over to Josey and Yubi, and Josey swing around and point the gun at me again. He hold the gun near my head for long enough for me to start count clicks until the click. "Josey, Josey, is what is, brethren? Josey, is what is?" Then he don't even give the gun back to me. Just drop it and walk off. You be turned to walk off too. Well then stop. Turn back round to me. I can't see him face.
Dorcas Palmer. I don't know, but I'm coming damn close to the conclusion that Heather Locklear's hair looks better in TJ Hooker than it does in Dynasty. Or maybe I just don't like that the one woman in Dynasty who has to struggle for everything is the bitch. And not even a real bitch like Alexis Carrington, since she doesn't have any money. So she's really just a bitchlet. This is why her hair just don't blood clot work on that show. Besides, she really makes me want to wear a uniform when she's on TJ Hooker. Maybe become a policewoman for real, because trying to wear attractive clothes all day is just too damn expensive, even when you're not trying to look good. Sometimes you just want a shirt that still makes men know that you have breasts. He's still in the bathroom. It's weird how I've been calling him. He for the past, 55 minutes? I mean, I don't know who the hell is in my bathroom. The thing is, the more I try to figure it out, the less sense it makes. So the best thing is to just not think, really. Like that man in Crime and Punishment, where Dostoevsky says he was beyond thought or something like that. I swear to God, sometimes I wish I was still a book-reading woman, lost on some bus going somewhere in the city. At some point, it just turned into effort like I was trying, which wasn't a problem really, until I started to wonder what exactly was I trying to do. I guess everything needs a goal after all. I don't know what the ras I'm talking about. Anyway, this man is still in my bathroom like this is The Shining and me out here about to get on like Jack Nicholson. All this time I'm trying to figure what health problem such a strapping man could have, and it never occurred to me even once that clearly his problem was not physical. It's amazing how I just have a nose for tribulation. I swear to God. At least if he's locking himself in the bathroom, he's not about to turn into an axe murderer. From the look of things, I'm the axe murderer in this story. I mean, this don't make no sense. No, that will lead to thinking again. How about this? There is a man inside my bathroom that needs to come out. I can't get him out, so his family is coming to get him.
Now I can get some peace from just concentrating on the facts of the situation. I like how that just reduces everything into something I don't need to care about. I like reduction, boiling down, editing out, leaving behind. Enough with the metaphors. Now for just cutting unnecessary shit from my life. And right now, all the unnecessary shit is locked away in the bathroom. 2 sounds that I know. Window sliding up and back down. But there's a grill to keep people out. Plus, we're 5 floors up, which I guess he didn't remember. He's trying to make an escape. How long before he works up some courage to kick down the door and fight? Would he see that it was a woman in the house all alone and leave? Try to beat me up? I don't know about these ex-soldiers, you know. Everybody in this city look like any minute they might fall apart. You know what? I'm just going to stay sitting on this couch, straighten out the red velvet covering on the arm, and watch the end of T.J. Hooker. I'm going to sit here and wait until his son or whoever shows up. Although, given that they call 3 times to get the address right, who knows when that will be. Maybe I should ask if he needs anything. That's what people always ask on these TV shows. I'm certainly not going to ask if he wants to talk about it. Maybe I should clean up my apartment since people coming over. Sure, like they're coming over to check the place. They won't even notice the bathroom rug that their daddy is sitting on. Maybe he's sitting on the toilet. Or maybe the edge of the tub. I don't know. What is he doing in there? Jesus Christ, he was so normal only a few hours ago. So normal and nice, and those words that men are just not worth using anymore. Dashing, debonair. Something else that begins with a D. He was almost... I did everything not to think of him that way, since thinking that way about men never ends well. And here it is. Things didn't end well anyway. Lesbians must be the most satisfied people on the planet. Maybe I should go over to the door and tell him again that his son is coming. Except, fuck you, whoever you are. Wasn't very funny the first time I heard it, and it won't be any funnier the second time. I'm wondering, which of us just woke up from a bad dream? Wait and see, or see and wait? Never thought about flipping that before. Like we're waiting for action, when more often than not, action just seems to make me wait. I see in the door and waiting for him to come out. Maybe armed with my plunger, or hairdryer, or curling iron. And maybe he will realize I'm a woman and think he can at least beat me up. Funny how the Cothurst conveniently forgot to mention that I would be dealing with a maniac. Although if I had just said... A knock on the door. There's Miss Cothurst, who's wearing a scarf on her head that looks like she's hiding rollers, and a thick camel coat, because that makes perfect sense on a summer night. She whispers, "For Christ's sakes," and walks right past me inside. Since I'm pretty sure I don't have a job anymore, and as such, don't have to be polite to pushy white people, I was just about to tell this over-made-up bitch to show some rascot manners in me house, when the son made it up the stairs and straight to my door. "I'm so very sorry for all of this," he says. He doesn't wait for me to invite him in either. Now I feel like the stranger in my house. I'm actually measuring my steps as I walk and hoping I'm not making too much fuss as they gather at my bathroom door. Papa, this is just so ridiculous. Get out of there. Fuck you, cunt. Dad, you know I don't appreciate you speaking to my wife that way. I have a name, Gaston, she says. One issue at a time, dear. Pop, can you come out now? This isn't home in case you didn't notice. Who the hell put me here? Papa, it's because you won't take your pills. Why does that shrill bitch keep calling me her papa? You were at our wedding, Dad. Stop acting like you've forgotten that too.
The son looks at me and mouths, "I'm so sorry for all this." "Anyway, Dad, we really need to give Mrs. Palmer her apartment. She's put up with enough as it is."
How did I get here?
"You weren't kidnapped, Papa."
I know I wasn't kidnapped, you stupid bitch. You think that little black woman could have kidnapped me? Little?
Dad, we spoke. Dad, we've had this talk about your blackouts, remember?
Where am I?
You're in the Bronx, Papa.
Who the fuck blacks out and ends up in the Bronx?
Apparently you do, Papa.
Could somebody shut that bitch up?
Okay, that's really quite enough, Dad. Stop it and come out.
You're a joke.
Okay, Dad. Okay, I'm the joke. Who's the grown man who just realized that he's in some woman's john in the middle of the Bronx and has no idea how he got there? I'm the joke? Listen, Pop, I don't know how you got in this poor woman's apartment, and I don't really care either. But unless you wanted to call the police for them to drag your ass to jail for breaking and entering, if not worse, then get the fuck out of our bathroom so we can fucking go.
I'm not going, Ken, now.
The wife comes over to me. That armchair, is it Danish modern? She says. I say no, but I really wanted to say, it's so modern, it was tossed out on the street only days ago. She's just like rich women everywhere, including Jamaica. If it wasn't for the string of pearls, they'd never know what to do with their hands. Ken finally comes out, though nobody has to tell me that I don't get to call him that anymore. He looks the same, except that his hair is not behaving like a movie star's anymore. Some of it is hanging above his left eyebrow. He stands up straight and begins to walk out of my house with his hands in front like somebody cuffed him. Gail, darling, could you walk Dad to the car? Really, darling, I do think I have a few words to give.
I'm not walking anywhere with this bitch.
Both of you get the fuck out of this woman's house and go to the fucking car now. The wife leaves, tugging the pearls, and it looks like she's using the necklace to pull herself. Mr. Coulter stops to look at me. Not the up and down summing up that snobs do, but straight in the eyes. I look away first. I don't watch him leave. The son sits down. I don't think we've met, he says. No, you were gone to work. Right, and you're Dorcas, right? Yes. How did he get here? I don't know if I should answer him or take in more of how he looks like Lyle Waggoner too. I wonder if he would be happy or angry if I said they looked like brothers. Is he that wanted to leave? It's not like I could stop him. All I could do was follow him and make sure he didn't get into trouble. But the Bronx, your house. You know I don't have to answer that. You people called the wrong agency. At least that was how it looked. He was the one who wanted to get food in the Bronx. I didn't have to follow him. Hey, I'm not judging you, ma'am. Not a thing happened. Miss Dorcas, I really don't care. So, do you know the deal with my pop? The Miz never got round to explaining anything, but I figure there must be something if you call the agency. Every day is a new day for Pop. Every day is a new day for everybody. Yeah, but everything about it is new for Pop. My father has a condition. Not sure I'm following you. He doesn't remember. He's not going to remember yesterday or today. Not meeting you, what he had for breakfast. By noon tomorrow, he won't even remember being in your bathroom. That sounds like a condition in a movie. A very, very long one. He remembers other stuff, like how to tie his tie and shoelaces, where his bank is, his social security number. But the president is still Carter. And John Lennon is still alive. Huh? Nothing. Doesn't matter if you tell him. Doesn't matter what you tell him. By the next day, he forgets. He can't remember anything since around April 1980.
So he remembers his children, he remembers hating my wife because of an argument they had the same day it happened. But every morning, the kids are this surprise we sprung on him. And to him, Mom died 2 years ago, not 6. He also doesn't believe it when you explain all this to him. And, I mean, why should he? Who wants to be devastated every morning? At least, thank God, he doesn't remember that either. I mean, you saw how he walked right past you. Somebody he just spent the whole day with. In the fucking Bronx. What happened to him? That's such a long story. Accident, disease. After 4 years, it doesn't matter at all. He never remembers that he forgets. Nope. Is it getting worse? I really don't know. I'm thinking that's not so bad. You should know that's why the last one before you quit. Really? That's not what... Huh? Never mind. She quit. Yeah. I guess it got to her after a few weeks, having to introduce herself every day to a cranky old man who doesn't know why she's there. And even with that, she couldn't get past not treating him like he was sick, even though that's what she was there for. You're pretty much waiting for a bomb to go off every day. He's not old. Huh? No, I guess he's not. Anyway, we've got to take him home. We'll call the agency tomorrow and let them know it was no fault of yours that we need a new... No. Huh? Don't call the agency. I want the job. You sure? Yes, I'm sure. I'll take it.
This ends Disc 19.